Welcome to Midday on this Wednesday afternoon. Our first guest joining us, Julia Clapp from Abbott Wealth Management. Thanks for being here, Julia.
Thanks for having me, Tanya.
Of course, we've got a topic, as always, with Abbott. This month, we're talking about protecting your assets, or protecting your estate, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And specifically, we spoke with John Van Limbeek, I think it was last week, about wills, but you want to focus more on power of attorney, sort of what that means and how it can be used, right?
Yeah, definitely. So it's kind of, those are the two main legal documents that are pretty essential for everybody to have.
Right.
Obviously, the will is #1 priority because that really looks after your estate afterwards, which John talked about last week. So power of attorney is the next kind of bread and butter legal document.
Well, we've got some slides, so we'll put them up here. So there it is. Power of attorney is our topic, and we'll go to the first slide.
So it covers financial and legal matters. It's a legal document that gives someone else power to look after financial and legal things for you.
Okay.
So there's a few different types which we're going to talk about. I believe it's the next slide there. Yeah, perfect.
So these are so there's 4 different types.
Yeah,
Okay,
and I just wanted to point out that this does not cover your health or medical matters.
Okay.
So that's an entirely different document. I think we might get to cover it this month, but it's a health representation agreement.
Okay, but that's not covered under this.
No,
okay.
So this is solely for financial and legal matters. So the limited power of attorney, the first type there, is only for specific periods of time and for specific purposes.
Okay.
So it's really narrowed down, and like, I'm going to give you the power to look after my affairs while I'm on vacation for a month in Mexico.
Okay.
And it ends after a certain period of time, or if I'm just giving you authority to look after my banking, financial matters.
So there is
kind
a
of
start
ongoing
date and an end date kind of thing to that.
Yeah, or only for financial matters. They have other specific ones for, say, real estate, but for very specific, limited scope.
Okay.
General is essentially, I'm giving you authority to contractually bind me to almost anything that I can do for myself.
Okay.
Enduring power of attorney is if you are incapacitated. Sorry, I should back up one. The general power of attorney ends if you become incapacitated.
Right.
Or if you die, which is valid for any power of attorney.
So then enduring would
continues,
come next? Okay.
So enduring continues if you become incapacitated, which is it's the most common form of power of attorney these days, and it's really important to have that enduring, because if you are incapacitated, then you no longer have the mental capability to enter into a contract. So for a lot of people, when they think, oh, I'm going to do a power of attorney, but when you kind of get to that point where it's, I need my power of attorney, it's too late. You can't enter into a contract to set that up.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
Yeah, because you have to be legally competent.
Okay. Interesting. I didn't know there were all these types.
Yeah.
I just think power of attorney, and it's just power of attorney.
I know, right? Yeah.
There's
so
definitely categories of that.
Yes, absolutely. And then the last one is springing, which essentially has a trigger event. So like if you, it's not in effect until you become incapacitated. Okay. And then it springs into effect.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is, I know this isn't a topic that's very easy, I think, for a lot of people to talk about, Julia, but I mean, just as you're going through it, you can see how important it is and how many different things that go along with something like power of attorney, and
absolutely, yes.
Things that you want to be prepared for, right?
Yes, nobody likes to think about their mortality or anything bad essentially happening, but that's why it's so important to plan for these things, is because what if it happens to your family? And I think that for a lot of people, unless they have experienced that either firsthand or like indirectly, but within their family, friend circle, it's not really something that they think about, that you think everything's going to be fine. But I mean, it's good to be prepared. Yeah, absolutely. And it's essentially looking after your family, and power of attorney specifically for while you're still alive. Okay.
So who should you choose?
Yes, so super important to really put some thought into this when you're choosing your power of attorney. So you want someone that you trust implicitly, because like I said before, with the general power of attorney, they have the authority to contractually bind you to almost anything that you can do yourself.
Yeah.
So you really have to trust this person. They have to be of age, so 19 or older. They have to be willing to accept taking on that duty because they have to sign off on that.
Make sure they want to.
Absolutely, yes. And ideally someone who is good with money.
Yeah.
So if, for example, you have 2 children, one of them isn't so great with money, you probably want to choose the
one
other
that is. Okay, good to know.
Yes.
So there are limits.
Yes. So some things that you cannot do with the power of attorney authority. You cannot gift cash or real assets using that power of attorney. So for example, that's like, say, this gentleman, Fred, is 90. He's in a care home. He has 4 children, and they're trying to get away from having to pay extra probate fees. So Fred has got his $400,000 sitting in the bank, and they're thinking, well, why don't we just divvy this up, $100,000 each?
You can't.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, so you have to still do what's in the best interest of the person giving you that power.
Okay.
You also cannot change signing authority or beneficiaries, and you can't change a will. Another important thing is that you must be conservative in an investment approach if you are a power of attorney managing somebody else's assets.
Okay.
So essentially you are putting yourself into their shoes, and you have to think about their time horizons. So if Fred is 90 and he doesn't have necessarily a long life expectancy, that has to be considered as well.
All right. Remember, your power of attorney has a
fiduciary duty. And
fiduciary what? We've only got about 20 seconds left, so I'll let you explain this.
A fiduciary essentially is equivalent to trust. So it's a legal obligation of one party to act in the best interest of another person.
Okay.
So it's just that putting yourself in their shoes and doing what's right for that person.
All right. Thanks, Julia. Not an easy topic, but of course a very important one. Gets everyone thinking, I think. Info@abbottwealth.com, and more information there through the phone number as well. We're back in a moment. Stay with us on Midday.